Hey everybody, let's talk about file extensions. So as the Windows platform gets better and better, the need to know coding and geek speak, I think it diminishes, and it becomes a lot easier to just be a power user without being a super geek. So, but we're not quite there. So let me explain why. So now in Windows 7, when you go here into the Windows Explorer, which shows you kind of the guts of your computer. You've got all your drives here and files and folders. They have icons here which say, they show what kind of a file it is. So the X there is Excel. And when you go across, you can see here it says Excel worksheet. And I have all of this information because in my view here, I have details selected. If you have lists, you're not going to see that. You're going to see a different view. But I like to know all the information, so I usually use details. And I also like to sort based on a type, which you can do in details. A lot of times I'll know what kind of a file it is, even if I don't remember the name of the file. I know what kind of file it was. So a lot of these things are somewhat easier. You don't have to actually memorize what the icon looks like because you can look over here and see what it is. But before we had this cool interface, we had something called extensions, and this is why you can't put a period in a file name. So let's first of all talk about how to get into them. You go here to your documents or whatever you're working on and right click, and you will and that is wrong. Where did I go? Oh, I'm sorry. Organize. Here we are. This is new, by the way. Sorry about that. Folder and search options, because you're changing an option in the folder. Now this box can get you in a little trouble if you click on something wrong. So go with caution. Feel free to split screen and watch the video if you decide to go in here. This is the one that can get you in a little bit of trouble, because if you always show icons and never thumbnails, but then you decheck that on accident, then all of a sudden you don't have that anymore and you wonder where it went. So that's why whenever I'm in here, I'm really careful about what it is I'm clicking on, and I only go in and click on something I know exactly what it's going to do. Okay, so not to scare you, just to say be careful and pay attention to what you're doing. So in here it says hide extensions for known file types. I'm going to say nope, I want to see the extensions because I'm going to show you what they look like. So they've been added. Let's go down. They don't show on a folder because it's just a folder. But when you go down here to your documents, now all of a sudden you can see this dot docx. So this tells me it's a Word document, and the X tells me it's the version from 2010. So it's a Word 2010 document. If you go here, this one does not have an X, and as I sit there and I hover, it comes up. This is a Microsoft Word 97 through 2003 document. All right, so this is a PDF document, which is basically a snapshot of something. I don't really know what an ENL file is, but anytime you don't know something like that, you just Google extensions and you will hit plenty of resources that will explain what every extension is. Probably the most important extension to know, HTML is web page, is if you go here into System, and let's see what we can, Program Files. Alright, so DLLs are libraries and they're scripts, and when you lose one, your program stops working. I'm trying to find an EXE. Here we go. So see this .exe? If you ever get an email and a file is attached that is a .exe, a very high probability that that is a virus or a Trojan that's going to, or a worm that's going to destroy your hard drive. So whenever you get an email and it's got an EXE, even if you know the person who's sending it to you, do not open it. You want to delete it and don't run the risk. An exe is a program. You can see here where it says application. Yeah, it's a full program. People don't send their applications out because they want you to buy them. So that's why I'm very cautious with EXEs. And also, if you were to double click on this, this would start a program. I'm not sure what program it would start, but it would start something. Whereas a DLL, probably not going to start much of anything. It'll just give you a script, which is a bunch of text. Okay. I think that's it. So again, it's under Organize, Folder and Search Options. And it's going to be here under View, which is kind of simple because, you know, things you see. And I'm going to go back and say Hide Extensions. I don't seem to need extensions much anymore, but every once in a while you'll get a file and you can't open it and you don't know why. And if you can see the extension and then Google the extension, that might help you figure out what you need to do to be able to open the file. Okay, see you soon.